I'm Dr. Amy French, and I'm with the Delta College Humanities Learning Center. I'm its coordinator, and I am very excited today because I have a great colleague with me. I have a professor in our sociology department, Professor Christina Miller-Bellor, and she is with us today to talk about a book that is a New York Times bestseller. It's been the subject of Delta book clubs, and I'm pretty sure book clubs around the country, and it's called White Fragility: Why It's So Hard for White People to Talk About Racism, and by the author Robin DiAngelo. So, Professor Miller-Bellor, can you tell us, our viewers, about the book, just a little bit for those of us who might not have read it, or just, what's it about?
Yes, it's obviously about racism. It's about the way that we're socialized to not think about and talk about racism, or to not talk about whiteness.
All right.
And so to not define our race, and how that actually upholds racism and systems of racism.
Wow, that's very interesting. So you're a sociologist, and for our viewers, some of you might not really know what sociology is, right? And so maybe you could tell us, how does the topic relate to sociology? Maybe what is sociology in our country, So.
Yeah, so sociology is, in simple terms, the scientific study of society. My favorite definition, every book and every author has their own special little twist on it. My favorite is John Witt's definition. That is the systematic study of the relationship between the individual and society and the consequences of difference. So systematic study, it uses a scientific method. For those who don't know, it's a social science, and social sciences use a scientific method to study aspects of the social world. So it is a social science, the relationship between the individual and society. So sociology doesn't focus on the individual, but does look at how the individual is influenced by other groups, organizations, culture, all of those types of things. And that relationship is reciprocal. There's a back and forth. And then the reason I like his definition the best is because it includes the consequences of difference. So difference in race, gender, sexuality, and so on, religion, all those things. And while diversity is normal and beautiful, unfortunately, because of the way that society defines certain differences, gives importance to differences, there are consequences for difference. And that's why this book, dealing with racism, of course, racism is the consequence of difference in phenotypical traits that we associate with race.
You made it clear to me. Sometimes you get into your head, and for those of the viewers who don't know, I'm a classically trained historian, and so I look at things from a historical perspective. And when I read this book myself, I did the exact same thing. I read from a historical perspective, and so I was really interested to hear from the sociological perspective what that is, because our fields are very close to one another. I mean, they're definitely kindred spirits, and she and I are in the same division, the social sciences division. So from your professional point of view as a sociologist, why is this book an important read then? Why would our viewers maybe should pick it up, or anybody should pick it up?
Yeah. So this book is one of many, of course, that look at racism and how racism is a social structure, how it's built into the structure. It's not about individuals. And that's a common misconception, is that racism, is bad thoughts of some bad people. And that's one thing that she talks about in the book, is that we're all racist in some ways because we're socialized in a racist society. And so she breaks down that good, bad binary. So racism isn't just some bad people, it's built into our structure. And she is a white woman. She's a sociologist. She has her PhD. And so she spent her career before teaching sociology as an anti-racist educator, or what they used to call a diversity trainer. So she would go along to different places of employment and educate people on racism. to try to reduce racism. And so it's written from a white woman's perspective. And the reason that that is important is a lot of times when white people who haven't been around Black people or other people of color don't listen to them, they filter what they say about race through their race and make assumptions. So in this case, this is a white woman who's sharing her experience working with white people and how that has helped her to understand what's causing the negative reactions that a lot of the participants in the sessions that she would give.
That it ties into kind of the core of humanities too, which is the celebration of humankind. And the ability to respect diversity and to embrace each other and to come to a place where we can feel comfortable with uncomfortable terms, as as racism is. No one wants to think of themselves as being negative to other people, or at least most humanists do not want this. And so I think that will be very good for our viewers who generally, I think all of us who embrace the humanities, we want to see, we celebrate humankind. We revel in the diversity that is, all of these wonderful cultures from around the world. And so I'm glad that you were able to bring this book to us today. Is there anything else that last comments that you needed to make before? I don't want to cut you off too soon.
Sure. So yes, all Delta employees are going to have the opportunity, if they so desire, to participate in book circles this semester. We're opening it up. In the past, we've done it for just faculty. This semester, we're opening it up to staff and administration as well.
Neat.
It's a really, you have to come to this book willing to be introspective and be open-minded. And I would say if you come to read this book and you're getting really mad and you're getting really emotional, maybe you want to take a step back and read Waking Up White and Finding Myself in the Story of Race by Debby Irving. That's a little gentler.
Okay, I'll put that, viewers, that'll be down below in the description box. I will get that after she and I say goodbye to you guys. I will make sure that I get the title and the author correct so that I can get that for you guys.
Yeah, so that's a much gentler approach.
Yeah.
This one is just really straightforward, really honest, and I think it's something every white person should read. I really do.
Well, I appreciate you coming today. I appreciate you talking to us and sharing with us your expertise in sociology. For those of you who are looking to maybe learn more about sociology, Delta has an excellent sociology department. You can take many different classes starting at an introductory level and kind of moving up a little bit more into more pointed study of different areas and fields. So thank you.
Thank you.
Professor Christina Miller-Bellor, and I hope you guys enjoyed our little talk today, and we look forward to hearing your thoughts and feedbacks, and read White Fragility. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.